Hello everybody, this video is made for us to talk to you about underrated and unappreciated films that we think you guys should check out. We're each going to say 5 different films, no order, just like films we think that you guys should check out because they don't get enough praise, or they have a bad Rotten Tomatoes score and it scares everybody, or just something like that down the line. Like people at first didn't understand it fully, or anything like that. So I'll be going first, and in no order, I will be starting off with The Good Dinosaur. This movie came out in 2014? 15. It was Pixar's film. This movie took a long time to make because, for one, it was very technically hard to make, but then again,
like they went through like a bunch of rewrites
and directors and all this stuff. But I do like this movie more than most people. I don't think the story is as strong as you'd want it to be. It's a little unmemorable in the story, but the visuals are breathtaking. The animation is still, again, the best animation I've personally ever seen on screen. I do like the character Arlo and the little boy, and I do like the story even though it's somewhat unforgettable, and the music's good. I don't know, I really do like The Good Dinosaur.
Great animation, but to me it's kind of just a one-time watch.
I don't know, I've seen it 3 times already. It's honest. I've seen it 3 times. I don't know why I've not bought it yet.
I thought you did.
I did not buy it. But I do really like it. I think you guys should check it out. But do not think of it as a Pixar movie. I think that's what scares people. Everyone goes, "Oh, this movie's not perfect." It's not. It's Pixar's worst film, and then everyone's scared by it. I just think it's a pretty good animated film that you guys should check out, which no one saw it when it came out in theaters. Nobody saw it. Well, people saw it, but no one talked about it. So you guys should check it out. Next film is Godzilla 2014. I've said it on this channel before, and I'll say it again. This is one of my favorite monster films ever. I know a lot of people think this movie's boring. I know a lot of people think this movie is unforgettable.
I'm kind of in that crowd.
Yeah, you are. But I think the movie's very epic. I do like the characters in it. I do like the story. I like the dark tone to it. And I think the cinematography is amazing. I love the score of the film. And I just think it's one big epic film. And people complain time and time again, "Oh, you don't see the monster till the end." That makes it more scary. You see all of his destruction before, and then you see him at the end. You get to see all the people.
It's 80% just military people talking.
No, it's not.
It kind of is.
No, it really isn't. Its focus is on the people. That one guy, the one main. I mean, yes, he was in the military, but he's not in the military in the film until later on. He's the star of the film, and you get Bryan Cranston in there too, and it's a really well-made movie in my opinion. I mean, there is little parts of it I'd change, but there's some epic scenes in that film.
There are some.
I think people, I would love to see it on the big screen. I didn't see it in theaters. Gareth Edwards, I think, is a talented director, and I think we were just having a conversation about that, where you like him, but you don't think he's a little corporate.
Yeah, I just don't really ever see his vision come directly on screen because he always has too much interference, seems like.
I don't know, I would love to see personally more from him. I think this is one you should check out. I mean, my favorite monster film of all time is probably Cloverfield.
Yeah, that's better to me.
Because I love the Cloverfield universe, so I'll probably go with Cloverfield, but Godzilla is 100% what I'd call epic, in my opinion. Check it out. Next up, I'm gonna go with Oblivion. The movie came out a few years ago.
Kind of quietly came out.
Starring Tom Cruise. I just watched it about a month or 2 ago, and I really liked it. It's got a great score. It's got great visuals, and the story is unique. It's different, and it's not some typical sci-fi film, and that I like that. I enjoyed that.
I remember seeing the ads for that movie when it was coming out, and I was really wanting to see it, and I never got to it, so I'll have to get to it soon.
I think I think you should check it out. It starts off a little bit slow, but And even by the end of the film, you're kind of like, that was pretty good. But it's a weird film that kind of keeps getting at you, and you like it more and more as you think about it. It's not a thinking movie. Well, actually kind of is. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I don't know. I really did enjoy it. I think nobody saw that movie. It was a big budget movie that flopped at the box office, and it was actually pretty good.
Same director as Tron Legacy.
Oh yeah, it was. Which Tron Legacy I really like, but it's for the visuals and the score.
Pretty much, yeah.
And where that's kind of the same as this movie, but there's also a really good story attached to it. So that's why I'm going to say Oblivion's very underrated. Check it out. Next up is currently my favorite movie of all time. Crazy as it sounds, it's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. There's probably, if you really watched our videos, there's probably like 10 videos I mentioned this in. It's hilarious.
References, yeah.
And I'm always getting sick of saying it, but I'll say it again because we always get new viewers all the time. This movie has mostly everything going for it, and nobody saw it, and the critics didn't really like it.
Yeah.
And I don't really. I understand some part, but also like, what are you missing? It's got a great soundtrack, great cinematography, great score too, soundtrack and score. I think the story is pretty good. I think the acting, minus Kristen Wiig,
and whoever plays his sister in the movie.
I don't know. I do like. I've seen her before. I don't know who she is.
I don't know. She's just kind of weird to me in the movie.
But like Ben Stiller is one of his better performances, I thought. Yeah, I like the message of the film, and it's a beautiful movie. I think it is beautiful. I don't expect anyone to like it as much as I do, but you need to check it out. I know the first like 10 minutes you're gonna be like, oh, it's a little bit boring, but hang on there. Once he gets on his adventure, it's beautiful. And like I said, number one place I want to visit, Iceland. After that movie, I still want to visit Iceland more than anywhere in the world. I'm not kidding you. I'd take a couple pictures and I know I'd leave, but I want to go there.
You'd be there fucking day and be like, alright,
yeah,
cool.
I've seen everything and I'd leave, but I want to see it in person. And I'd literally be there for 5 minutes and say, what's next? Because it's just a bunch of mountains, but it's beautiful. The movie's beautiful. And then the last movie is a movie directed by J.A. Bayona. Bayona. Going to be directing Jurassic World 2 next year. And that is
Jurassic Park 5, if you will.
Yeah, really. Well, I thought you were going to say Jurassic World 5, because that's going to come someday. I know. It's The Impossible. I just recently watched this movie off Netflix, and I was surprised that I don't think anyone's really... Have you seen this movie?
The Impossible?
Yeah.
No, I remember my parents wanted to take me to it, and then I was like, I'll pass.
Yeah,
maybe I'll get to it sometime, though.
Yeah, no one really talked about it. It's weird to say this on camera, but by the end I got emotional. It was weird. It was a weird experience. I don't know what it was like after. It was after a day where a long day. I was working. Came home from a long day at school. I did bad on a test, and
was this a Friday?
This was this was a Friday, and it was just a long day. I'm like, oh, this movie, whatever, it looks interesting. And it captured me. It's a great story about a family who goes on a vacation and a big tsunami happens and they get split up, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but they kind of break off and they got to somehow come back together, and it's a survival story, and it's really great. There's this one scene, again, no spoilers, where they're in the hospital, and I almost shut the movie off because I was getting so sick. Like, I don't like watching like a bunch of doctoring and like surgery and blood and all that.
That bugs you?
It does bug me, and it was a bad scene to watch, but J.A. Bayona, that's what it is. Okay.
Yep.
Great director, and I can't wait to see more from him. Is really got the emotion out of these characters, and I don't know. I think check it out. It's on Netflix now. It's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I've never heard of this movie other than it popped up on Netflix, and that means nobody's seen it. And I looked at the box office, made like $18 million in the United States. So,
just a side note, you guys might not get this, but we're in English class. We're both doing a book called Zaytoon a few months ago, and people in class were talking about this movie. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of like that movie, The Impossible."
Really? Yeah. So people have seen it. Maybe I'm just thinking it as like I've never heard of this movie before, and I think you should check it out. I would definitely watch it again, and I think everyone should check it out. That's basically why it's on the list. And just 3 more movies. I'm not even gonna explain why they're on the list because they were close. Is What About Bob, one of my favorite comedies, and no one ever talks about. Treasure Planet, one of the most underrated Disney films, and Mars Attacks, definitely one of Tim Burton's best.
I love Mars
It's
Attacks.
such a fun movie.
I love Mars Attacks. Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, a great cast in there.
It's a great cast. It's weird, so you gotta be in for that train, but it's Tim Burton. What do you expect?
Is it still on Netflix?
No.
Oh.
No, it's not. I gotta pick up a Blu-ray.
I gotta get the Blu-ray too. I've been
It's
waiting.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one. The number one Blu-ray that has not been put out yet is What About Bob. That I want to buy it, but I feel like they're gonna Blu-ray release it. Kind of like if you've seen our first Blu-ray trip, I bought the Don Knotts collection, and literally when I got home, I looked it up because I was like, "Hey, is there any other collections of this?" They were putting a Blu-ray release on it, so
it's the Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Yeah, but so I'm kind of hesitant to buy the movie because I don't want it on DVD, just in case it gets Blu-ray release, but it needs a Blu-ray release. Okay, your list.
Okay, so I kind of had to think this up on the spot because you know, there's so much thought put into this. I've seen so many movies over time, and I just try to. This is what came to mind first off the list. Like, there's probably many more that I could think of that are really underrated, but these are I guess you could call them the main ones that that were just fresh on the mind.
Yeah, fresh on the mind, and these again, no order. No.
Yeah.
There might be one movie on the list that you think is the most underrated movie of all time. Batman v Superman.
But that's pretty played out now.
It's pretty played out, so that's why I didn't mention it.
Yeah. All right, so this is the main one I've always wanted to mention because it's super underrated. I love it to the core, and it recently had a terrible sequel, and that's Jack Reacher. I love the original. Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
I love that movie. It's so cool. It's got great script, great action scenes in it, great performances. I just think it's so well done. Great looking movie, very well executed. Christopher McQuarrie, that kind of set up what came for Rogue Nation. Like, it was their first collaboration with Tom Cruise.
I will say though, I'm gonna pull a Godzilla on this one for you. Good movie, forgettable.
There's parts of it that are forgettable, but
I think by the end it's forgettable. But there's
I don't
parts
know. It hit me in a certain way because
it's good.
I think the score is, especially the theme song, is really great. There's like a certain intensity to the movie. The action scenes are great. The car chase, it's fantastic. It stuck with me.
I love how you mentioned the score because they had to change it for the second one for no apparent reason.
The theme song?
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch the second one too?
I have no interest.
I know the second one is a super unmemorable movie, completely waste of time. But the first one, I love it. Okay, moving on. Another one I thought of kind of on the spot here was Nacho Libre. It's the same director of Napoleon Dynamite, Jared Hess. Second movie, I believe, and I think that movie's hilarious. Jack Black in it. It entertains me from start to finish. There's not a dull moment in the movie for me. All of it it's great. Okay, now we're getting to some of the stuff I wrote down. So, my favorite James Cameron movie of all time is The Abyss. It's a super underrated science fiction movie that's like these oil rig workers going underwater to help the military or the Navy figure out what happened to a submarine, and then there's aliens in there. It's a really great story, very suspenseful. It's a really long movie, but if you ever have time, watch it, because the Blu-ray is going to be coming out soon, which I heard, and I'm super hyped for that. I'm going to pick it up the first day it comes out.
I was about to watch that last week, and I just didn't get around to it, so that's surprising that's on your list.
Was it on TV?
It was, on demand.
That's one of my favorite movies that is not on my top 10, but it's up there for sure.
Wow.
Top 30. So I've done 3 so far, so I'll do 2 more. I need to say The Rocketeer. That's such a fantastic movie from my childhood. That and Pee-wee's Big Adventure I've probably seen more than any other movie ever. Watched those so many times over the years. Rocketeer is just a great adventure story. It's also kind of a superhero movie, but it's mostly an adventure type movie that has similar Indiana Jones type vibes to it, but it has a great spirit to it. Lots of great fun, lots of great action in it. Super enjoyable time to watch that movie. And then the last one I'll mention is a movie that pretty much everyone hates on across the board. well, most people say it's mediocre, but some people hate it. And it's John Carter. It's a Disney movie from a couple years back. I found it really enjoyable and really interesting. It's not a movie that's like that's super entertaining or has like a lot of funny parts or anything, because the main actor, Taylor something, he's really dull.
What happened to him?
I don't know. He was in a bunch of movies that year. He was in Battleship and Savages, and then he never...
Such good movies.
Well, Savages, I think, had good reviews, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, he never really showed up again. So, but John Carter, I do think this is a good movie. I really like the CG in it. It's really good CG. The script and the story, it's just a really great sci-fi movie that is based off a book that inspired most of the stuff we have today. Like George Lucas was inspired by it for Star Wars, I know. Just plenty of other movies like that. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out with an open mind. And don't expect anything great, but just know that it's... I like it a lot. So that's my list right there. Not in any particular order.
Yeah, I also really like John Carter. Not. Yeah, I really...
Thanks for the support.
No, this is why these are underrated, because I think it's a piece of junk, but honestly. But yeah, if you liked it, good for you. Okay, that's our some 10 movies for you. If you don't know what movie to watch, pick one off from this list and tell us in the comments below what you thought about it. Or if you've seen any of these movies, give us your thoughts. This video was just basically for you guys, but also telling underrated movies, because we want you guys to not just go off the Rotten Tomatoes score. We want you to experience some films that maybe...
Get out there a little bit,
yeah,
man. If you're a real movie lover, you'd watch literally everything.
Yeah.
So, otherwise you're just a hypocrite.
Because a lot of my favorite movies don't have a lot of them do, but some of them don't have the best critic rating.
Yeah. And
I think that makes them special to you, so... Go out there.
Never be excited for a movie and then say it's a waste of time to see it just because it has a bad Rotten Tomatoes score. If you're excited to see it, go watch it.
I hate that. It's like, they're like, this movie looks really interesting. I can't wait for it. And then the tomato score comes out like,
no, forget it.
Yeah,
total waste of time.
It's like, what? Bro, you just
go
now,
see it.
Yeah, I've done it before to myself, but only on movies that I'm like on the fence about.
Same, yeah.
Not like hardcore, like this movie looks amazing, and then the tomato score comes out, I'm like, no. So that's...
Yeah.
But, Joe, check those out. And please, in the comments below, give us any underrated movies you think, because, hey, we could use a movie to watch.
Don't say Suicide Squad.
If you do, we're deleting your comments.
We're coming after you.
You can't subscribe to us, because Suicide Squad is...
pretty much garbage.
Utter crap.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next time. Bye.
Seriously though, like why do people like Suicide Squad? There's nothing to like about it at all.
Yeah, everything's bad. Like, the Enchantress is the worst character of all time.
David Ayer, what the heck are you doing? The script was so garbage. I can't even believe that they approved that script. Like the dialogue.
All the characters were cringeworthy.
The cinematography, the story, the camera looks like it was shot through like a grain of dirt.
Yeah,
the whole time. It's muddy.
Yeah, it's like a big splat of.
They just took the top 40 pop hits of the last 50 years and just like, we don't know what to do. Let's do what Guardians of the Galaxy did. Let's pick pop song. This is what's popular. Plug it in here.
And then the action's as bad as Fantastic Four. Everything's boring and no one cares about any of this.
All they have is one guy standing in the car shooting at random things without a face.
No, we gotta cut her heart out.
Yeah, we got Rick Flag in there, worst character like of all time.
Well, Enchantress is too big, but they're all bad together, and then Will Smith is terribly bad.
And then they give the only decent part of the movie, Jared Leto, like 5 minutes of screen time, and all his dialogue's crap.
And the best part of it is Ben Affleck and Batman, but that's not the movie.
Yeah.
And they can't make... the camera's on.
Oh.